Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, Leos, let's go ahead and jump on into a retrograde message. Mercury retrograde started on the 9th, and Mercury moves faster than we do in its orbit, so it laps us. So it's like things from the past have a tendency to come back around, just like a clock, hand striking 12 again. So we're going to take a look at it in that concepts, like what is it that might be coming front and center again, or what might pop up, but with the caveat that we might be a little older, a little bit wiser. We're looking at things maybe with more wide open eyes, and see things a little differently because some time has passed. Mercury laps us on its orbit like once every 3.5, pushing 4 months. So a couple, 3 to 4 times a year. Not a perfect cycle, but so we're a little wiser, a little older. Hi guys, Slave Princess, G, Tammy, Nikki O, Dan Alshaw. So great to see you. So it could be that Leo's going to start feeling a lot more balanced during this retrograde. They may feel much more zen. They may pick up like maybe a yoga practice or some kind of activity again that maybe kind of fell by the wayside for a little bit. We do have this Knight of Wands. It's interesting because this could actually be better time management for Leo. Leo could be saying, I promised myself I would make sure that I give myself time for play and time for self, time for, kind of like the spiritual mind, and time for the passion and the body. It could be something along those lines that, Leo is coming back in their mind and contemplating and remembering a promise they made to themselves. 7 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. I definitely feel like this is a Leo who's like, they always say it takes like 21 days to set a habit. To me, it looks like Leo has set a new rhythm for themselves. And I think that this is them like claiming it and saying, I implemented a change. I wanted to have more balance in my work life. I wanted to have more balance in, how I like throw myself into creative projects, and wanted to find that balance for myself. And sure enough, I have. And I'm feeling pretty good about this. I do things differently now. I think Leo's coming through this Mercury retrograde feeling better, like looking at the things that they implemented and promised themselves they'd change, and they're saying, it's working. I've made progress. I still have some more progress to make. This could also, in some ways, it could be balancing finances, and Leo could be, saying, yeah, I did cut down my spending so I could save more. Yeah, I've done that. I'll still have more I need to save, but I've definitely been doing that. When we get to, because this is Leo with that strength card, excuse me, guys. When we get to the topic of like love and romance, this could also be that Leo is saying, and I also promised myself that I think Leo is a fierce lover. I think that they are someone who knows that they want to protect their romantic partner, and they want a partner that protects them. They want to, this could be a Leo who goes, I promised myself that whatever it is I like in partnership is what I will pursue, and I won't take less than that. If I want a partner that is nuts about me, I'm owning that. I want a partner that's crazy about me, and I want them to have eyes only for me. I want them to think I'm the best one. I'm the one they pick, and I won't settle for less than that. It's a promise I made to myself. I don't want to be in lukewarm relationships. I want somebody who has the same, like ferocious lover, romantic, powerful. I can be, independent, and so can they, but we pick each other. And I don't think Leo backs down from that. I think that Leo has really come around to accepting who they are. This feels like Leo, as I'm hearing, some people call me the space cowboy. Some call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice because I speak of the properties of love. Steve Miller Band, right? Because I'm a lover and I'm a sinner. I sure don't want to hurt no one. That's such a fun song. I feel like this is Leo fully embracing and saying, I'm coming face to face with who I really am and the non-negotiables in my life. And I like it. I'm living a more authentic life. Now, does this mean Leo has found a lover? Or does this mean Leo has discovered what kind of a lover they have to have and they won't settle for less? No, Leo is just aware of what they'd really be looking for. So Leo will never again probably date less than what they're seeking. And this is not to insult and be like, oh, Leo was dating beneath themselves. I don't mean it like that. But not everybody has the power to be like this in a love story. Not everybody has the power to, like put their heart right on the line and, open up and be vulnerable, because vulnerability makes us, strong on one hand, but also it makes us vulnerable. If you're going to really give your heart to somebody, you you are risking them, breaking it. You are risking those things. And Leo's like, yeah, and I wouldn't have anything less. I want to be all in, all my chips in, or all my chips are out, but I don't do in between. And I think Leo knowing that about themselves, it means they're going to make good decisions, but it also means they're sure about what kind of things like excite them, what kinds of people would turn them on. I think this is a Leo feeling pretty bold during this retrograde. What they did is they came back to their true essence of who they are, and they like who they are. It's easier to live our lives when we know who we are and we're not saying sorry for it. Doesn't mean we don't still grow or that we don't, be mindful about our behaviors and stuff, but instead of constantly trying to pretend we don't want something that we do, this is a Leo who embraces it. No, I want somebody who's crazy about me. I want somebody who is as independent as a dragon, but the one person on earth that they are going to, fly to my side is going to be me. And I do the same for them. That's the kind of love story I want. I don't care if anybody agrees with it. That's what I want, nothing less. And this is just Leo. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying this is exactly it, but I definitely feel like Leo, if that's what they want, they're embracing it. They're owning it. And there's a lot of power in like just admitting who we are and what we actually want. So we're not constantly being like, well, that's not cool. I'm not allowed to say that I want that kind of love story. Sure you are. You can want whatever works for you. The big thing is, does it really work for you? Is that really what you want? This Leo says, yep. This is the truest essence of Leo we could get. So when it comes to love, they are ready for, I'm almost going to say they're ready for their next adventure, which is funny because, a retrograde, we always think about stuff coming back around, but I haven't had any zodiac yet who's had a story where they just came back around to the truest like essence of who they are. That's kind of a great different retrograde message. On this next adventure here with this Page of Wands, what is it then that Leo is now like? I mean, this is this first step on an adventure, right? So what comes next? Death card, 5 of Cups. It's interesting because it is also a time for our Leo to, this is also a great time for this, by the way, because we're at the end of the year of the snake and we see the serpent, wrapped around this woman in her shroud here. This is big transformation. This is shedding an old skin, but there is something or someone that Leo has still carried like in that thought bubble or in the ether. There is someone that Leo is either actively releasing, or there is somebody that Leo is acknowledging. There's that one person that I still think of, and I need to either let go of them or I need to do something about it. Hang on. What's Leo's real thought on this? Are you letting that go, or are you wanting to do something? 9 of Wands sideways. It's letting go of the sorrow surrounding this. Ace of Wands. Hold on now. So this could be a little bit less straightforward. So far, we've only talked about Leo, right? It's been Leo making their life choices. Now we see that in all this radical authenticity and Leo, claiming their identity fully and embracing it and saying, this is what I want from a relationship and I'm ready to do things different. But as I fully embrace this, I realize I have this, it's like if we're moving out and we are, like getting into those final crevices, those back corners of our, cabinets and, the stuff that we tucked away in a closet. And these are the last things that we're moving out of our house as we are picking up and going someplace else. It's like Leo is unboxing something they had tucked away, which is the memory of a particular lover, a particular person that there was a lot of hurt surrounding. There was a lot of longing, still is. But Leo, the reason they're thinking about it now is because This isn't just about Leo. Leo's not the only one carrying this person around in a thought bubble. There is somebody who has locked Leo in the catacombs of their mind as well, and they spy on Leo. Leo is this forever, I'm going to say Leo and another person must have some kind of a bond still, because they're doing a little peekaboo here through the keyhole. Leo carries them somewhere in that secret headspace. So we have a 5D connection that still exists as much as, and maybe this is the impetus for Leo to say, you know what I'm thinking about with this retrograde? I'm coming back to me. I'm saying I really want a lover and a love story that I don't have to question about whether or not they're crazy about me. I want passion. I also want balance in my life. You know, I want things in my world to really reflect who I am. And I'm a passionate person, but a balanced person. But deep down, there's somebody that I still think about, and I need to clear this energy out. It's not that easy because that person hasn't let go of Leo either. This is Leo and another person stored thoughts of each other in their, like I say, in their energetic storage spaces, I guess. Let's go this deck because we got to take a look at whoever they are. It's definitely somebody who still spies on Leo. Excuse me. Princess of Dragons, what a perfect name you have for this story in particular. We have got a Magician in the reverse. We got the Knight of Cups. We have the Three of Wands. This is somebody who lies to themselves all the time about one day I'm going to talk to Leo again. They could be a Virgo or a Gemini. I don't know if Leo lived at a distance, enough distance where they had to fly to get to each other. Maybe they always hoped Leo would fly and come see them. Somebody could be from Spain. This just looks very flamenco to me. They could be very British. It just looks very British to me, or maybe George Washington, so maybe American, but like New England, so Eastern United States. Just as a side note, it feels like they have always thought, someday I'm gonna see Leo again. They never believed that this was over. So wait, how is retrograde hitting you? Maybe I should say sorry to Leo. Okay, so they are still standing on the shores of their mind, knowing what needs to be done if they're ever going to talk to Leo. They've held on to a fantasy that Leo is still the person that drags my eyes toward him all the time. Leo has a certain pheromone or just a very powerful countenance that draws this person in. No matter the time, no matter the distance, Leo is always the draw for this person. But during this retrograde, they're at that point where it's like, I think maybe I'm going to have to reach out to Leo and say, sorry. Hang on, I got to take a sip. Page of Wands. That Page of Wands upright is, it's definitely, they're kind of having the retrograde hit them a little bit in the same way. They're starting to say, what's the adventure that I really have to take? Now, Leo's adventure is like, I got to be more authentic. I want this, like totally different kind of energy for a romantic partner. And it turns my thoughts to somebody from my past that I'm still hurt over. And I'm going to need to let go of them. But I don't know what the bond still is. Well, the bond is that they don't want to let go of Leo. And at this point in time, they're thinking about this next adventure as well. They do see Leo as like a free spirit. Leo may be quite a traveler. Maybe that's why they always hope Leo would come visit them, because they do see that, but then they would also be willing to wash up on Leo's shores. So maybe this was always a long distance relationship. We've got a 7 of Pentacles and it's sideways. It's weird because as much as they're like, maybe I should go say sorry to Leo, I want to take this adventure, they still seem to be somewhere like in between. Should I do this? Should I not? It's already been a long time. How much longer are you going to wait? Because Leo's pretty much done and departing from this. Leo's finding a way to either cut an energetic cord from you, character, but you seem to be like, maybe I should gravitate toward Leo. Whereas Leo is becoming aware, I want to let them go and heal from this, but I think they're holding on to me. 6 of Swords for them. They want to say sorry, They want to gravitate toward Leo, but it's like they don't know what would come next. Would an I'm sorry just equate to, okay, great, peace out, we got closure, now we both go separate ways? I don't see that that's what they want from Leo. I don't know. What do you want from Leo, especially now that you're being faced with this a little bit more during retrograde? I want to talk to Leo. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so to me, this is like I want to start over with Leo. I want to start from the ground up. Ooh, Tower. I want to talk to Leo in a way I didn't talk to them before. I want not to have ego. I want not to have walls up. What did you need to say to Leo that you never said? Because obviously, like, if you want to drop the Tower in conversation, then you have something you never told Leo. I want to tell Leo that they're actually my 10 of Cups. Okay. This is what they should have said to Leo a long time ago. They didn't tell Leo that they loved him. They didn't tell, hang on. Oh, there's some song trying to come in. I can't think of what it is. I'm almost thinking that it's a Michael Bolton, but I might be wrong. I'm hearing it said I loved you, but I lied because love could never, ever be this strong. Said I loved you, but I was wrong. So I'm blending two different songs right now, but we have the Fool again. They know Leo is very spicy. I don't know if Leo does flamenco dancing or what. Leo may have a very loyal heart also because they've got their dog, and before the love story that they want is like a dragon. I want my dragon. And, I'm ferocious and protect my partner, and I want them to protect me. And there is something about like, I want somebody who flies to me. And they want Leo to fly to them as well. There is something about airports here. But the big thing is they didn't tell Leo before. Leo was their 10 of Cups. They saw a future with Leo, and they just kind of wish that they had just gone all in before. That's the biggest component here. They wish they had told Leo. They wish that they had just committed to Leo, even if it meant moving to Spain with Leo, even if it meant traveling someplace. They wish that they had just gone for it. That's the thing that they want to say. Now, this could be them wanting to say it, so hopefully it's like, so is that still a possibility, Leo? Could we do this now, even though it's late in the game? Because I wish I had just gone for it when we were together before. This makes sense, because what did Leo say in this retrograde? You know what? I'm unapologetically announcing, here's the kind of love story I want. Fearless, all in. It's so crazy to see this come full circle. This person wishes they had been fearless and all in. Maybe they made Leo feel like, oh, that's crazy. Or maybe they played their cards too safe, or they held back. Maybe that's why part of this was Leo reclaiming that streak in themselves, saying, you know what? I don't want lukewarm. I don't want wishy-washy. I don't want somebody who can't just open up and go for it and give it their best shot. That's the kind of lover I need. And it's crazy because this is the kind of lover they now wish they had been to Leo. And this is what they're trying to say to Leo. Are you going to get this off your chest? Are you reaching out to Leo, yes or no? Or are you still going to be lukewarm? Queen of Wands. They're definitely somewhere within this retrograde period. Even if it's like another half of a week before they do anything, because we saw it 7 of Pentacles sideways. Yes, they have to say it to Leo. Good luck to them. All right, I'm going to bounce on out of this one. Manzi Halls, hi, hun. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Araceli, awesome to catch you. And RT and Princess of Dragons. Gabriela Ramondo, Tammy Secord, Ariel Lynn. Thanks again, Dan and Nikki, G, and Slave Princess. Thank you, guys. Always wonderful to hang with you. Bye for right now, Tammy. Bye.